All right, guys, so we're going to talk about translating verbal expressions today. So we're going to talk about addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and all the different words that mean those things. So here we go. All right, guys, give me some synonyms to addition or some alternate words. What do you think? Adding. No, we're not going to say any. We're not going to use anything that has the word add in. Different words. Yes. Some. Very good. That's a great word. Write these down, guys. Sum. S-U-M. What else do you think? Hopefully we'll get them all. How about the word total? All together. What else? Yeah. Yeah, we already got that. How about increased by? How about a really basic one that we haven't said? More than works, absolutely. Yeah. Plus, yeah. Actually didn't think of that either. Anybody else? Okay, we can move on. So all these words right here can mean addition, subtraction. What do you think? Minus. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. Write this here. What else? Decreased by, yes. Yeah. Difference. There we go. There's a key one. Less than. Good job. Anybody else? There's another one. Less. Can you think of anything else? Reduced by, yeah. Very good. All right, let's move on to multiplication. Sham. Times, yep. Product. There's a key one. Product. Very good. Anybody else? I can think of several more. How about the word of? Means multiplication. Did you know that? Any others? How about this one? Factor. Factor of. Any others, guys? All right, let's go to division. What's the main division word? Yes. Quotient. Very good. Can you think of anything else? Yeah. Yeah, but we're kind of trying to stay away from the words that have that word already in it. Anybody else? All right, I'm fine with that. Very good. Okay, so here's what I do want to do, though. Guys, I want you to, there's a reason why I wrote all these at the very top. So this is key, this is key, this is key, and that's key. You got to know those guys. So addition is sum, subtraction is difference, multiplication is product, and division is quotient. Those are absolutely key words that you got to know at this point. All right, moving on. The word quantity, we're going to get to a few examples here in a second. The word quantity means you will need parentheses. So when you are translating and you see the word quantity, that means that you're going to be using parentheses. The numbers will generally stay in order except when you see the words. Anybody? What word is always going to change the order of what you're translating? So what's the common word there? Than. And also the word from. Does anybody know what word means equals? Huh? No? Is, that's right. Good job. Good job, good job. All right, here we go. Let's do some actual translating now. The quotient of a number and 1/2 or 5/10 or 0.5. So the key, what's the key word here? Quotient. So you know you're going to do what? Divide. You're going to divide. Now, we are not using the division symbol that you're used to anymore. We are staying away from that. What division symbol do you think that I want you to use? What? A fraction. We're going to use a fraction. So when you see quotient, boom, you know you're dividing two things. And you stay in order. So what's the what goes in the numerator? The quotient of a number. So what does that mean? A variable. It's not giving you the specific number. It's saying it's giving you a variable. So the number, the variable that we're going to use a lot in this, we're going to use two of them. The first one is the variable n. N represents some number. So the quotient of a number and what goes in the denominator? 0.5. Boom, right there. That right there is exactly how I want you to do it. Any questions? Moving on. Number 4. I'm sorry, not number 4. Number 2. 24 decreased by 3 times a number. What do you think? Are we rearranging anything here? What? Why? What are the only two words that are going to have us switch things around? Than and from. Are than and from here? No, they're not. So we just go right what it says. 24, and then what operation is decreased by? Subtraction. So 24 minus, okay, minus what? Well, what is it decreased by? 3 times a number. How do I write that? 3 times a variable, and the variable that we're going to use is n, so it's 3 times n. But when you write a number times a variable, you do not have to write the operation in between. It's implied. So here's what it should look like. 3n. That means 3 times a number. Any questions? Very good. Number 3. 5 more than 6 times a number. So, we see the magical word than. So I'm going to be flipping things around, right? So is more than addition, or is it subtraction? Addition. You know it's going to be addition, so let's throw that down. And I'm going to switch this and more than what? More than 6 times the number. So they are changing. So this is going to go here, here, and this is going to go here. So right away I'm just going to throw the 5 right there. Something plus 5. Yes? You guys have done this in previous years. So how do I write 6 times a number? We just did one very similar to that above it. Yeah. 6n. So there you go. 6n plus 5. You think this is tough, guys, or no? Not too bad. Number 4. Here's the magical word than again. So less than is what operation, guys? You're gonna. I forgot to save. Sorry, Truce. So you're subtracting. What are you subtracting? So the 8 is going to go here, and then what comes? Does all of this come right here? Does a number divided by 3 go before? There's another key part of this expression. What is it? The comma. The comma is saying that this is where the switch stops, right here. So really, what goes before? N minus 8. Now this right here, this guy means the whole entire thing. So the whole thing divided by 3. That comma is important. If that comma had not been there, it would have looked different. Number 5. Do you see any thans or froms? Guys? Nope, so we're not switching order. So here we go. 8 times, okay, so I know I'm going to multiply. So 8 times what? What does it say? The cube of a number. What does that mean? When you cube a number, what do you do? Huh? What do you think? You're raising it to that power. So cube is what number? 3. So you're raising a variable to the 3rd power. Now, I have something that's superfluous here. What is it? Something that is there but not necessary. What is it? Yeah, so really I don't need this. So maybe this would be a better way to write this. 8n to the 3rd power. It would not be wrong if you wrote it this way. It would not be wrong, but it just doesn't look quite right. All right, let's do number 6. Number 6 says, first of all, do we see any thans or froms? Huh? No. So here we go. What's this word? What does that mean? It means you're going to add things together. So I'm going to throw down an addition sign. So now it's going to tell me, guys, what I'm going to add together. The sum of what? The square of a number. So where does that go? Before. So how do I write the square of a number, by the way? N squared. Just like the cube of a number is n to the 3rd, the square of a number is n squared. Yes? So the sum of the square of a number and what? 4. Boom. What do you think, guys? Pretty easy? All right. Whoops. All right, let's finish these out. 10 times the sum of a number and 9. No thans, no froms. So here we go. You guys tell me what to write. Ten times what? The sum means addition, right? the sum of a number and 9. Now, that's not right. And this is probably a concept that you guys have not talked about yet. What do you think? What's wrong with the multiplication? It says 10 times. I have multiplication. I could, but that's not what's wrong. Here's what's wrong, and it's not an easy concept, so try and get this. What are you multiplying 10 by? The sum, right? What does this say that you're multiplying 10 by? N. So that's inconsistent. So how do you ensure that instead of multiplying 10 by n, you multiply 10 by the sum of a number and 9? What do you think? No, you don't switch the order. Worst, what do you think? Allison. You put parentheses. If you put parentheses here and here, now I'm going to get the sum of n and 9, and then I'm going to multiply by 10. That's a very subtle thing, but it's important. And you will have stuff like that on the quizzes and the tests coming up. Make sense? Let's look at number 8. I have a than, so I know I'm going to switch the order. Fewer than, is that addition or subtraction? Subtraction. So where does the 18 go? After. Very good. Fewer than what? What does it say? How do I write that? What does the word of mean? Yep. So I'm multiplying 3/4 and a variable. 3/4 n minus 18. Number 9, the quotient of, what's the first thing I write when I see that? Division. So what goes on top? The quotient of what? 8. 8 goes here. The quotient of 8, and what goes in the denominator? Twice. What does the word twice mean? It means you're multiplying something by 2. So how do I write twice a number? No, I'm not squaring it. What? 2n. Exactly right. Good job, Jenna. Number 10. 2 subtracted from the square of a number. There's no thans, but there is a from. So I am going to switch the order here, yes? So I know I'm doing subtraction. The 2 is switching order with subtracted from what? The square of a number. So the 2 goes after, yes? And how do I write the square of a number? N squared. Good. Guys, it's totally okay to use the variable x for these. Totally okay. But you guys have kind of still been using x as a multiplication symbol. Maybe not last year, but you're not that far removed from it, so it might not be a terrible idea to try and avoid x unless it specifically tells you that it wants you to use x. Do you understand? All right. But understand, going forward, x is no longer a multiplication symbol. It's only used as a variable. All right, let's do one more of these, and then we're going to stop the video. And all right, twice the quantity of a number decreased by 7 divided by 4 times that same number. Oof. So this is the level of the things that you're going to see on quizzes and tests and ESO. All right, so what's the first number? It's not a trick question. I didn't mean to say number. What's the first word? Excuse me. Twice. So what does twice mean again? It means you multiply by, so you're going to multiply something by 2. Well, what does it say? Twice what? The quantity. What did we say back in the notes? When you see the word quantity, what are you going to be using? Parentheses. So right away, I'm going to start with parentheses. And I know that I'm multiplying the quantity, or what's inside the parentheses, by 2. So I'm going to throw the 2 right outside. Now it's gonna tell me what goes inside the parentheses. Twice the quantity of what? A number. So n minus 7. Okay. Now the comma. What does it say next? Divided by. So 2 times n minus 7 divided by, what goes in the denominator? 4 times, what do I write? Now, in this case, guys, if I use n in the numerator, why do I have to use n in the denominator? Because it says it's the same number. I could not use a different variable. Understand? Very good. You guys think this is tough? No? Good. You want to do one more? One more with me. The sum, so right away, what am I writing? Addition. Don't get bogged down with it being so long. Just, take your time. The sum. So what am I adding? The sum of what? What does it say? The sum of, so here's what goes before, because there's no than or from. The sum of 3. So 3 times the quantity. There's that quantity word again. So what am I going to have in front of the addition symbol? Parentheses. And what am I multiplying the parentheses by? 3. 3, parentheses, parentheses. Yes? So the sum of 3 times the quantity, and what goes inside the parentheses? The quantity of what? A number increase. How do I write that? N plus 6. Now it still has not told me what my and is. So the sum of 3 times the quantity of a number increased by 6, and what goes on the other side of the addition symbol? 1/2 the same number, so that means multiplication, so it's 1/2 times n. Good, guys. All right. That's the end of the video. Whoops. Not yet.